Imagine this. Right now you are watching this video. You remember your past, your childhood, your experiences, the path that led you here. But what if none of it ever happened? What if every memory you have, every moment you believe you lived through was created just seconds ago? This is not science fiction. It is a real idea taken seriously by physicists, and it is called the Boltzmann Brain. To understand it, we need to go back to the 19th century to a physicist named Ludwig Boltzmann. He was one of the first scientists to deeply explore the concept of entropy, a measure of disorder in a system. Boltzmann realized something profound. The universe naturally moves from order to disorder. Structures break down. Energy spreads out. Everything trends toward randomness. This idea became one of the fundamental laws of physics, the second law of thermodynamics. But Boltzmann also noticed something strange. If the universe is mostly in a state of maximum disorder, then any small pocket of order we observe, including ourselves, must be the result of a rare fluctuation. Imagine a box filled with gas. Most of the time, the particles are evenly spread out, but given enough time, purely by chance, they might briefly gather in one corner before spreading out again. That is a fluctuation. Boltzmann suggested that the entire universe as we see it might be one of these rare fluctuations, a temporary island of order in a vast sea of chaos. At the time, this idea seemed extreme, but it introduced a disturbing possibility. If random fluctuations can create ordered systems, what is the smallest fluctuation needed to produce what we observe? Because here is the problem. A universe like ours, with billions of galaxies, stars, and planets, is incredibly complex. It requires an enormous decrease in entropy to form. But a single conscious observer, a brain with thoughts, memories, and perceptions, would require far less order. And that leads to a chilling conclusion. It is far more likely for a single brain to randomly form out of chaos than for an entire universe like ours to exist. This hypothetical brain is what we call a Boltzmann brain, a self-aware mind that appears briefly, formed by random fluctuations in a high-entropy universe, complete with false memories of a past that never happened. And statistically, if the universe lasts long enough, there could be infinitely many of them. More Boltzmann brains than real observers, more fake histories than real ones, which raises a terrifying question. If Boltzmann brains are more probable than evolved conscious beings, then why are you not one of them? Why do you experience a consistent reality governed by stable physical laws instead of chaotic, random noise? Why does the universe around you make sense? This is known as the Boltzmann brain problem. It is not just a strange thought experiment. It is a serious issue in cosmology, because any theory of the universe that predicts Boltzmann brains vastly outnumber normal observers is considered deeply flawed. Why? Because if such a theory were true, then statistically you should expect to be one of those random, short-lived minds. You should expect your perceptions to be unreliable. You should expect reality itself to be inconsistent. But that is not what we observe. Instead, the universe appears stable, predictable, governed by consistent laws, so something must be wrong. Either our understanding of probability is incomplete, or our models of the universe are missing something fundamental. Some scientists believe the answer lies in how the universe evolves over time. In certain models, especially those involving eternal expansion or heat death, the universe can exist for an unimaginably long time, long enough for random fluctuations to occur over and over again. Given enough time, even the most unlikely events become inevitable, and that includes the spontaneous formation of conscious minds. But if the universe is structured in a way that prevents this from dominating, then Boltzmann brains may remain only a theoretical curiosity. Others argue that our understanding of consciousness itself may be too limited. What does it actually mean for a brain to exist? Is a random arrangement of particles enough to create awareness? Or is consciousness something deeper, something that cannot simply emerge from chaos? We do not yet know. And that uncertainty is what makes this idea so unsettling, because it forces us to question something we normally take for granted: our own existence. We assume that we are the result of a long chain of events. The formation of stars, the creation of planets, the emergence of life, evolution over billions of years. But the Boltzmann brain challenges that assumption. It suggests that all of that might not be necessary, that a fully formed mind, complete with memories and identity, could appear out of nothing, exist for a brief moment, and then disappear back into chaos. From the inside, that mind would feel completely real. It would believe in its past. It would trust its senses. It would have no way of knowing the truth. And that is the most disturbing part, because if you were a Boltzmann brain, you would not be able to tell. There would be no test, no experiment, no way to distinguish illusion from reality. Everything you experience would feel exactly the same. The laws of physics you observe, the people you know, the world around you, all of it could be part of a momentary fluctuation, a brief spark of order in an otherwise silent universe. And yet here we are, experiencing a reality that appears stable, a universe that follows consistent rules, a history that stretches back billions of years. So maybe that tells us something. Maybe it means that we are not Boltzmann brains, or maybe it simply means that if we were, we would never know. The universe is vast, possibly infinite, and filled with mysteries we are only beginning to understand. The idea of the Boltzmann brain reminds us that even our most basic assumptions can be questioned. That reality itself may not be as solid as it seems. And that somewhere in the depths of space and time, there may be countless fleeting minds, each one believing it is real, each one certain of its past, each one unaware that it was born from chaos and will return to it just as quickly. Maybe you are not one of them, or maybe you only think you are not. And that thought alone is enough to make the universe feel a little less certain, a little less real, and far more mysterious than we ever imagined.